Before we actually get into the review, I'm going to show you some footage. Don't mind the messy dishes, the charcoal flares. Just wanted to show you what they look like getting lit up, fully lit. Alright, let's get going. Be right back. Alright, what's goody, all my beautiful people out there in the tube of the U with your boy J-Nuck over here at Hookah, and today I got a brand new review for all of you. This is going to be a co-review in the style of quick hits. My editing software is still down, so we're still doing these, one-shot, quick hit type reviews. So earlier, I was able to get in a shot of the Charco flare coals, which we'll be reviewing today. I was able to get a shot of that lighting up on the stove when it was fully lit. First and foremost, right off the bat, I'll just let you know that heated up. The coals were fully lit. It took about the same amount of time as your average coconut coal. No longer, no less. It was pretty much your average standard heat up time for a coconut coal. So I'll say about anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes, depending on the type of stove that you have. So what are we reviewing today? Charcoal flare coconut coals. Now these coals, the way they're designed, they were designed to fit into the Kaloud Lotus. You could fit 4 of them in there. They basically make a circle. When you put all 4 together, it's going to be little triangle shapes like so. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of a triangle with a rounded, bottom. So like I said, when you put 4 together, you're going to make a circle. Now, I've tested this without the Kaloud Lotus. I've tested these with the Kaloud Lotus. I've tested them with the apple on top. And these coals work excellent. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, hold on, 4 coals, J-Nuck? Was good. Like, that seems like a lot of heat. These aren't going to be a high heat burning coal, so you're definitely going to want to use 4 at a time. You don't want to use any more, any less. You definitely want to use 4 at a time. Now, when I use these without the Lotus, when I use them on foil, I did have a wind cover, and that kicked up the heat just a little bit, but it wasn't unbearable. It was a little bit stronger than 3 coals, just a tad bit stronger, but nothing crazy. So you could definitely get away with using the 4 coals with the cover. Even if you didn't use the cover, it worked fine. It wouldn't be harsh at all. But with the cover, that aluminum foil cover I usually do, it was a tad bit harsh. But other than that, like I said, it's going to be a low heat burning coal, so you're definitely going to want to use 4. It comes in individual packs like so. So you're going to get 4 of these, and I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to have about 28 sessions worth of coals if you use 4 at a time with her, because you're going to get 4 of those. And it looks like there's about... There's about, does it even say 112 pieces? So there you go. But like I said, you're going to be able to get about, 28 sessions per box. So that's pretty good. That's pretty standard. I absolutely love these coals. Whenever I light them, there's no odor. So that's good. Again, they didn't take that long to heat. They were just very typical of your classic traditional coconut coals. So that was also good. They work with anything, with the Lotus, with the apple on top, with foil. I had great results with everything. So you could probably get away with just using 3 if you're going to use a wind cover. But I would just suggest 4, just go with what it gives you. Because if you have 3, it's just an odd amount, and it's just, I don't know, to me it makes things more complicated. I like to just know what I need and go, and then make sure, when I'm down to my last session, I need to buy a new box. I don't want to just have like 1 coal left over, because that's the worst. So I would suggest to use the 4 at a time. I do have it loaded up in my Lotus. You saw at the beginning of the video the coals that were heated up. I will say that I did put my Lotus on the stove, but I turned the stove off and I put the Lotus on my stove just to put my coals in there. So once, I turned the stove off, I set it on there for about 5 seconds, and I started putting my coals in there, made a circle. It closes excellent. It doesn't interfere. You got to kind of play with it a little bit sometimes. If you have them too close to the edge, you got to play with it to get it shut all the way, but it can shut all the way. And once you get it down and you know how to work it, you'll be able to do it with these every time. So it takes a bit of practice and getting used to, but you could close it. But I only put my Lotus on the stove for a little bit just to make sure these coals don't black out, which I haven't had a problem with whatsoever. So that's also excellent. So let me go ahead and take a few hits and show you what we're working with. So as you can see, excellent cloud output. I mean, you're using 4 coals, even though they're low heat, you're gonna get excellent heat. So I really like these charcoal flares. These are available over at 5starhookah.com. Big shout out to Alex and Mary, always holding it down for your boy. And if you want to get a 15% discount over there off anything not on sale, just type in my discount code JNUG and I'll be able to save you 15% off anything not already on sale. But I would highly suggest these charcoal flares. I think you're going to love them. I really, really, really do love them a lot. Again, they are coconut coals. There wasn't much odor when I was lighting them. And it was a typical, you know, I want to say, we'll call it 8-minute light up time. I didn't time it, but it's basically going to light up as fast as your Naras or as fast as your Titaniums. They all light up around the same time. So there you have it. I will say, when you light it on the stove, if my hand's the stove, make sure that you put, you know, this side down. Don't do it on this like curved side. You won't get good results. Or don't try to heat it up like that. You will not get good results. Definitely put the flat side down like that on the stove, and that's how you're going to want to light it up. Other than that, that wraps up this review. Big ups to Charco Flares for making this product. It's excellent for the Lotus. I mean, you got 4 coals. You got maximum capacity coals in there with no space other than to barely breathe to keep them lit. It's just very awesome. I love, this is my favorite coal to smoke with out of the Lotus. And like I said, it works great with the apple on top as well. I've used that and I didn't experience any blacking out. I will say, when I did put that on the AOT, I put this on the stove too, but for a very extremely short amount of time. You don't want to leave that on the stove too long at all. But the only reason I do that is just so my coals don't black out in the beginning of the session while everything's heating up. So I'm going to go ahead and take you out properly, and let me know if you have any questions or comments or concerns down below, and I will answer them as best as I can. I'll see you on the next review. Deuces.